go. Beautiful. Right. Good evening, everybody. Hi, John. Hi, sweetheart. I hope you're all well and safe and have been busy crafting away. I can see everybody starting to come in, so I will wait till we have a full lesson. If you are new, please type something into the chat. If hi Angie, hi Pauline, hi ladies. I hope you're doing well. If I know, Angie, you've got the spanner next to you, but I was going to see who else would like to monitor my chat for tonight. I was just wondering if one of you lovely ladies would like to monitor it and help Miss Paisley out if she doesn't mind still doing it for me. I have got an idea in my mind of what I want to do. Hi, Christina. Oh, hi, ladies. How is everyone? I hope everybody's doing really, really well. I have been inspired. I've got something in my mind, a bit like last week and the week before. I think I've just got like a crafting buzz at the minute. Everything I'm seeing is just a bit of inspiration, which is really good, because for weeks and weeks and weeks I just didn't have nothing, a complete block. I don't know whether anybody you've seen. I'll wait for a couple of people to come in, but I've started to make I've called it, I put the first series up, I think has gone up Thursday, yeah. And I filmed another 2 parts, and it's a journal mood board. So it's a series builder, and yeah, I'm really looking forward. I keep wanting to pick it up. That's how excited I am still doing it. So yeah, if you haven't seen that, it is the first episode went up on Thursday, and the next 2 episodes will go up next week, next Tuesday and Thursday. So yeah, I'm really excited. So tonight, every night we walk our dogs, and me and Chris sometimes take it in turns, or we go together. Hi, Alona, sweetheart. And tonight it was my turn, and Chris said, "Oh, do you mind going? I'll cook tea." I went, "Oh, yes, I'll go for the walk. You cook tea. A deal." So I went for the walk. I took Heath and my Rosie, my 2 dogs, and we went for a walk. And on my walk, I found this place which I didn't even know existed, and I started to pick little things up, and it's inspired me to do my mini stamped images. That's what I'm calling them. So I'm going to show you what I picked up. It's not a lot, but it's just the colours in them that are just like I really want to play about with tonight. So I have got various different things on my table, which I'm going to show you in a second. Hi, Glenda, sweetheart. Thank you for coming in. Hi, Laura. How is everybody? I hope you're all doing well and a busy crafting away. So I'm going to spin you around. I must give a heads up though. Thank you, Miss Rian, for saving the day, because I'm doing mini stamped images, and I needed a permanent ink that wasn't going to run with my watercolors. So Miss Rian has lent me this, so I can do these little stamped images for you all. Right, I'm looking at chat as just to let you know as well, I have got chat up, so I'm able to keep up with the conversation. So if there's any like questions or anything about anything, let me know and I'll read your comments out. So let me spin you around. Okay. Hoping the picture will be all right in a second. Okay. So as you can see, I'm hoping, let me just check the, that's a better picture. What was I going to say? As you can clearly see, there's different things on my desk. So the first things are the stamps. I got variation ones of out. I've got some butterflies because I want to play with butterflies. Miss Angie Paisley gave me some butterfly stamps a while back now. Was it? It was a while back. So I want to play about with them because they're beautiful. And I've got, because I've been sort of building my stamps, and I've got like floral ones, which I know you guys don't know what I'm doing yet, but I've got some floral ones. And I've also got like mini feathers, which I kind of liked. So I've got them out. And now this is what I got inspired by when I was walking the dogs. I loved the colours in these leaves. I know it's a silly thing to do, but I just love the colours, and I just had to, you know, get them and pick them up and bring them home. I love the colours in them, and they look like proper autumny colours to me. It's absolutely stunning. So those are my inspiration for tonight. And I also picked up 2 feathers. Love the feathers. So anyway, that's my inspiration for tonight. So I've also got on my desk some watercolor paints. Some watercolor paints. What else have I got? I'm taking my jumper off because it's absolutely roasting. Some watercolor paints, pencils. I've got some brushes and variations. So let's get started. I'm going to put these to that side. I'm going to make the stamped images, but I'm going to make something from the stamped images. So it's sort of 2 little projects in one night, if you know what I mean. I pulled these little cards out because I need one for what I want to do in a second. Now, this is multimedia paper. You can use it for watercolors, which I have been doing. It's Artesia. And I think I bought 3 pads in a pack. And yeah, I've just been stamping and just using it for general things. Sometimes I'll take the images out. There's my little drawing. Sometimes I'll take the images out, and sometimes I won't. Sometimes I'll keep them there. Sometimes I'll write my ideas in. It just depends. So that's really good stuff to use, especially for mixed media, that kind of thing. Right. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention was this. Now, I've never used this before. It's called Distress Micro Glaze. It's a Tim Holtz product, and I got inspired by Jenny Lane Creates. She might come on, she might not. She is an amazing crafter, and you'll need to go over to her channel. She's absolutely amazing. Well, anyway, she was putting photographs in her journal, and she mentioned about how if she just put the photos in there, they might not last long because the ink might come off. This Distress Micro Glaze keeps the ink there permanently. It's a bit like the ink pad. It probably does something else, but I'm going to use it for that purpose. So I bought it from eBay, and it was about £4, £3-4, something like that. And the postage, I think, was free. Might have been free. But yeah, that's what I'm going to use it for. So I've never used it before, so I'm going to see how I go. And if you haven't got this, you can use, if you've got it, I've got like a clear Mod Podge. You could use that instead if you haven't got this. Not seen that before. No, neither, Pauline. It's something I was like, oh, I've never used that. I wonder what it is, sort of thing. And I thought, well, I want to be able to add images in my journals, in my journal that I'm making, and I want the image to last. So yeah, this is supposed to be really good stuff. So let's get to it. Now I'm going to do a butterfly first, and I'm going to go with this one. So I'm going to just pick variation ones. Oh God, come on. Very different ones. So I've got that one. I've got this tiny little one. It's absolutely minute. What other ones have I got? This one's kind of nice. It's the bigger version of this. But that would be kind of cool to do. So I'm going to just pop them on my piece of paper, and whatever I fill, I fill. Then I like that big one, but I don't know whether I would use it because it's too big. I'm going to go with this one. I don't know how that's going to come out because I've never, it's only some of them I've used before. So those are them. I've got tiny little birds, which I think most definitely because of my walk and I got inspired by these leaves, they have to go on. Good evening, Miss Sue. How are we this evening? I hope you've been busy crafting away. I'm sure you have. Whoops. I'm sure you have. What other things have we got? Now these, that one's got a bird on. I know it's hard to see, but that one's got bird and flowers on. But I do want to do some flowers. So I have, this has got like roses and leaves on. So I'm just going to pop them on my paper until I fill it up. That one's a bigger version than that small one. Right. And then I've got a tiny minute one with some flowers on. And I probably can get away with another one. And I think I'm going to use this lavender one. And then I've got these tiny ones. The tiny ones are the ones I really want to do because I just want to fill this up at the minute. Doesn't matter where they go. It's not supposed to be like a scene or anything. It's just so that I know how many that I've got on my piece of paper and how many I can fill and whether I can add any more. I can probably add one here, which I've got one with the rose and I got a tiny butterfly, so that works perfectly. There. Some of these I haven't used and some of them I had in a magazine. There you go. There's them. Any plastics I'm going to take off because I have got my oh my god, are they supposed to be this difficult to take off? My there you go. Gosh, that was hard. There's another one here. I'm wondering whether there's an easier way to take these off. I know where I got. Good evening, Miss Jenny. I was just talking about you. I was saying about how in your, I'm just taking the plastic coverings off. I was just saying in your journals you add photos and you add something over your photos to protect them in your journals. You know, it's all good stuff, I promise. Right, I'm just going to take the plastics. I don't know whether it's stiff because I haven't used them or whether, I don't know. I've got two more. That one's easy, and then this one. Right, and can I fit? And then I have also got these like little petals and a feather. Now, I don't want to take them off the plastic because they're so small, I know I'll lose them. So that's just about right. They don't go in any particular order. So the ones I haven't used, I'm going to move into one corner. I've also got a bowl next to me to wash my stamps after I've used them. So here we go. Now, here you go. This ink I'm using, it's Mento, and it's a long-lasting ink. Some of these stamps are very hard to peel off. They're really hard to peel off. Some of them are really new though. I give it that way, but some of them are really hard. I've had to yank them off. Right, let's go for it. So I'm going to move that over. No, that was going to stamp. I'm hoping that's going to come out now. Oh, it has. I'll pop that in my dish. I've got a dish of water next to me. And I'm going to do these ones. There you go. And I'm going to stamp. There. I'm just washing them as I go because it'll make it easier for when I go to put them away later. So these are kind of little images that you can use in anything, a notepad, a journal, absolutely anything. Now, believe it or not, I did actually get my block out. I'm going to bring you down so you can actually see what I'm doing. They're beautiful stamps. See, I've been bulking my stamps up by buying magazines. There you go. And like I say, I'm just washing them as I go because otherwise it's going to be difficult to wash them out. Now these ones I've got a bit of a pattern to already, so I don't want to do much to it. This is lavender, and you can do absolutely anything with these. Like I say, add them to cards, make some up and send them to someone if you wanted to. I don't see why not. So how does everybody, I got a question I want to ask. How does everybody store their stamps? How do you all store your stamps? I have been looking around for kind of a real good way to store my stamps because I haven't got a system at all. And because my stamp collection is growing, I need to find a system before it's too late. Okay, that one. Now these ones I'm going to keep on the seal. I don't want to take them off because they're too small. They're absolutely tiny. I'll get the ruler out now when I come to the next stage. These ones a little. And I'm going to read some comments now in a minute. Some of these I was thinking, I didn't know whether to use them or not. I thought, oh well, I'll see how they come out, and then if I want to use any, then I will. Because I kind of like stamping, but it's the washing up with the stamps that I kind of puts me off doing it. So I thought I'll show you my little dish now. I thought if I got a little dish, then it won't put me off because I'm putting them straight in the dish and then they are laid flat. Let me show you. I don't know if I can. There's my dish. So this is how I'm doing it. I'm putting them straight in the dish after I've stamped them. and then laying them flat on this kitchen cloth. That way then I haven't got to wash them later. It's just a case of putting them away. I was like, no, that one's not catching me out. The only thing I'm doing just now is editing my journal page videos. Are you, Miss Sue? Do you know what? I'm waiting on, I finished all my pages. I'm waiting on one to come from the USA. I'm hoping it'll be with me next week, because I know a lot of you have asked about when the journal pages are being posted, because you don't want to miss the postage, which is fair enough, but I'm waiting on that. Otherwise, they would be with you. Right, I got one last one to do, and I think I'm going to print him again, just here, if I got enough ink. I've got a little bit of ink. And then the last one here. Look at that went face down. Okay. Okay, so that is it for the stamping. That's it completely. Thank you, Miss Rhiannon, for the stamp for the ink. I got them in a plastic box and small ones in a pocket letter sleeve. Oh, that's a good idea, Sue. See, you know those tiny little ones like these? I know I'll lose them, so that's why I need to come up with like something bigger. I've got them in a plastic box. I use wet wipes to clean them off. Do you, Jenny? I usually run them under the tap. But as you saw, I take them from the I'm just cleaning the last one. I'm taking the covering off. That's it now. Take the cover off, and then I don't know where to put them. Completed my pandemic journal volume 2 and debating whether to do a flip through or not. Oh, Jenny, you have to do a flip through. I love you. Were my secret binge watcher. For weeks I was like, I gotta binge watch all her videos and then I'll tell everybody about her. You were amazing. I love the Jenny went to the Anne Frank. I don't know whether you ladies have been there, but Jenny went to the Anne Frank's house in Amsterdam, and she had like a trip, and she made this journal, and in the journal was everything from the ticket that she went there, she made a page out to that, to the cafe that she sat in, to the pictures. I promised you, I'm not stalking you, Jenny, I promise. Right, to colour these in, some of them are block colours, so I'm gonna be a little bit challenging, but hey ho. Now I know if I get a ton of pencils, I get my pencil box out, I'll be there for ages flicking through my pencils. So what I've done is I've limited myself to 10 pencils, and I've gone off the colours of these beautiful leaves. You can see there's one, there's two stunning leaves, and I went off the colours of the leaves because I thought, oh, I really want to go off the colours. So I am going to go lightest first. I'm going to go okay. I'm using a small brush. This is number 4, and I'm gonna, instead of inking the paper, I'm gonna ink the bottom of the pencil until I have enough paint, and the paint does land up on the pencil. And I'm gonna start over here, and I'm just gonna wave it out. There you go. Wave that out. And I'm going from middle out rather than the other way around. And I'm just going to do doesn't matter if I come off the page a little either. And then I go over here. And then I'm going to let's get the purple running. Instead of me putting the pencil, I could do the pencil on the page, I suppose, but I want it to blend. And then I'm going to go this way. Now I have, say when you're doing this, right, just for example, I'm going to do it on purpose because I want you to see how it doesn't really matter. So say, for example, you did the butterfly and you went off the page. Now, I've done that on purpose. So I just want to show you something. Please don't worry about it because it really doesn't matter because we'll be cutting these out in a minute. So I need another colour. I think I'm going to go... I'm debating green. I think I'm going to go with green. So again, get your paintbrush all worked up with the pencil, and then I'm just gonna fill in what I haven't already. And I got water next to me, just plain water. So see, that's what I've got at the minute. I'm going to let that completely sit a minute, and I'm going to take, very gently, I'm going to take my flat brush. It's a real thin flat brush I've got, and all I'm going to do is put water on it. Now what I want to do essentially is just blend those colours. So I'm working the side of the brush, literally the edge, and I'm just going to blend the colours. And like I say, it doesn't matter if you go off, it really doesn't. So let's do the rest of them. So with this rose one down here, I'm going to ink this one up, and I'm going to do something similar to this on the leaves because it's really inspired me to do it. Now the green is darker than the yellow. I'm going to take a different brush. Now this might take a while because it's lighter. Okay, and I'm just going to like I say, it does not matter if you go off the page. I'm hoping you guys can see what I'm doing. Because we got green on here, I'm just going to flip the green a little bit on the leaves because this really inspired me when I was on my walk. I was like, why am I not picking these up? Okay, so I've got a rose on there. I'm going to turn it that way for you guys to see. I bought a pack of 50 sheets of acetate to store my stamps on. Then I put into a clear envelope style wallets that you can get for £4 at Poundland and label folders. Lorna, that's a good idea. I'm going to light pink. That is a really good idea. Oh, see, I could do that. I suppose then if you've done it that way, it doesn't take up too much room. Am I thinking right? Let me know if I'm thinking right. So with this rose, I'm working the light at the bottom. I wish I could bring in, there we go. I'm bringing the light at the bottom. It does not matter at all if you come off the page. And then I'm going to use, there's the light pink. I'm going to use, this is like a Magneta, it's called. And I'm just going to fill the rest in. And again, with what I did right at the start, just blend your colours into each other. Like you say, it doesn't matter if you come off the page. I don't want the pink to run into those leaves. Okay, I'm going to do this one next. I'm going to do a few of these because I want to show you something else I got in mind. So I think I'm going to go light lavender. And I'm just going to work and I want to do those petals as well, those single petals in the middle. Now, if you notice, my paint is splatting colours on the paper. Like I said, it doesn't matter because you're going to blend all this in, so it really doesn't matter. I'm going to take my, I think I got that's indigo blue. I think I'm going to use the indigo blue. Just put 2 bargain bundles of stamps last night in a de-stash from Coastal Crafts. Is Coastal Crafts on YouTube? I've never heard of that shop before, or channel. See, something new. And I'm going to bring, I'm going to go that side. I guess it does not matter if you take your pen, take your ink, or that old pencil or paint, whatever you decide to use to colour your stamps in. It doesn't matter if you come off it, because we're going to cut these out in a minute. Now, I got a bit of an edge in, so I'm just going to use, I don't know what colour to use. Did I get a brown now? 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, just a 10. I think I'm going to go with this colour because I haven't used it yet. And I know some of you, when I draw, you say, oh, Claire, I wish I could draw. But if you do it via stamps, people would think that you've drawn it. And then I'm going to do these the same colour. So you're going to have to help me because I can't remember. I know I used indigo. I think I used purple. I'm going to do the petals to match. So only a little bit I want. And then I'm going to switch to this. And then I think I'm going to do 2 more. So 2, 4, yeah, I'm going to do 2 more because that'll make it 6. So you'll have to tell me which ones to do. So these are the ones left. So I have the birds, let's say A. The lavender in the center is B. The flowers is C. And this is D. So you've got the birds, the lavender, or the mini flowers, and that's D. And while you're so A, B, C, or D. There's your choices. So while you are thinking which ones should I do, because you have to help me tonight, because I'm like, which ones should I do? I'm just gonna do. I'm gonna do the feather. Which ones, A, B, C, or D? I'll tell you which ones they are now. A, B, C, or D. Which, oh, Rian reckons B. I need to do 2 more. So, is it wrong? B, C, which is the mini flowers, because these are all mini stamps. B. So I'll do B because we've had, but keep going because I need to do 2. So I'm just going a little bit lighter on the side. And I'm just going to bring my water. I'm not going to take much of the ink because it's a mini basket. I don't want to do that. And I'm going to take a little bit of red or pink, whatever colour it is. And then I'm going to use the light and the indigo. Actually, I might just use this colour because it's just lavender. And then lavender usually has quite dark leaves. There you go. There's that one. And C, which is the mini ones. I'm going to do pink, light pink, I think. I'm going to do those for the leaves, pink and a bit of red. And those are my colours. Didn't even use my ink, my paints. I just used my pencils. I did get my paints out just in case I wanted to use them. So start off with your light colour. And I'm just going to go a little bit on these leaves because I want to build whatever it's gone. I want to build that colour up. Right. And again with the green. Not too much of it. And then I'm going to do the flowers, the mini flowers in these colours. Now, if you want to, you could do some splatters, or it could work out while you're doing this, the pencil splatters, you can sort of see it through there. So there you go. Right, those are my colours. Just with a paintbrush, and there's my leaf I was inspired. So I'm going to completely dry this off, hoping this is plugged in. Yeah, it is. Completely dry this off. I'm going to move everything I don't need out of my way. But yeah, Jenny, I reckon you should definitely do it. Right, that's way enough for me. Then I'm going to bring you up a little bit because I will need to cut them out. Then what I'm going to do is not go close to it. I'm just going to cut the shape and leave a little bit of a gap all the way around. Now it's up to you at this point what you want to use on the top. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter if you splatter them. Splatter your inks. Come on. Or go out the lines. It really doesn't matter. Not unless it bothers you that much that you need to be in the lines. So because I want to keep his antennae, and then I'm going to just do it like a heart. There's the one. I want to do these mini ones because I want to show you how I would go cutting them out, and they're going to be mini. But again, you could, can you imagine these in a journal page? They'd look absolutely amazing. So there's that one. And then these, you could cut out individually. The smaller the stamp, the better, really. Because when you layer pages in a journal, I'll show you what they look like in a journal now. But when you layer pages in a journal and you're looking for something, it's more often than not, you're looking for that little something to complete the page. And I think these would be just perfect. And like I say, I'm not going close. But I'm going close enough that I'm following the shape, but not actually cutting it. I'm going to just do a couple of more of these, because I have got something else in mind. I want to share it with you tonight. So there's, what have I got there? 4. And so you ladies pick these. There's that one, and then there's this one, the one I did right at the beginning. And I won't throw this away. I'll probably do these off camera. So, like I say, you could add anything on these. I was thinking about getting my, what's it called? It crackles. You put it on and it dries. It dries all crackly. Can't remember. Crackle medium. Can't remember what it's called. It's been so long since I used it. I really can't remember what it's called. But you could use the crackle stuff if you wanted to. I'm going to share with you how this microglaze works. There's that one, and then these little ones. And they're tiny, but like I say, they would fit perfect on a journal page. And I might even use some of these in my little bit of a journal series that I'm doing. So let me move this out the way. Oh, doing that. And let me show you what it looks like on a page. So say this is the page. You could add like these, or say, let me, because I don't want to show you what you haven't seen. So this is the one that you've seen. This is the one up on my channel at the moment. You could add them there. Can you see how they just pop? And you don't really have to do anything to them. Maybe, see, you would think that you bought them. Now let me share with you what this microglaze does. So I'm using it on acrylic board. I kind of do that when I'm watercoloring. It's just to protect my glass board, if for nothing else. So bring them all out again. Now I've got tiny little ones. And what you do is, apparently, like I say, I haven't used this stuff before. So I'm not 100% on how to use it, but I do know. Oh no, that brush. I do know it protects your photos. Any photos, personal photos, if you wanted to add photos from an album, it protects the ink, so it stops it going. So I've got enough on there, probably to do a couple of them. And you just brush this on like watercolors. And when it dries, it'll dry with like a little bit of a shine, but it'll keep the ink there. So say that was printed, the ink wouldn't smudge onto a page after, like, I don't know, after years and years and years. So that's why I wanted to use it, because I was thinking the journal that I'm making, I'm going to be adding pictures in, personal pictures, but pictures I want to share with you all. And I wanted something to protect my pictures. I wanted something that the ink is not going to dry up. I'm just dashing that on. Doesn't take a lot. And then I've got something else in mind to make. I had in mind. I was debating whether to do these or the thing I've got in mind. So I'm going to do both. You'll see me now do both. But you can make these. Can you imagine all different ones? And how brilliant to use your stamps up. I'll be making more of these because I love the idea of holding the ink. But I do need to get one of my inks to do it. So it probably does something else as well, but that's what I knew. That's what I know it for, and that's why I bought it for, so to protect it. So how does it dry? So you can either air dry them or you can heat gun them. So I'm going to actually let them air dry, and if they're a bit tacky afterwards, I'll heat gun them because I want to move on to what I've got in mind. So I'm going to pop these to one side, but they will look perfect. Absolutely perfect in any journal, and you could use your stamps aglow and just follow the shape around them. Don't go right up close, because even if I do that, I'll just go through the complete stamp and then bang, there's my stamp. So there's that, my first little project. Now the second little project, I took this through my embossing folder. Now this embossing folder came with my Gemini, but I'm guessing you can actually buy it. Now, I tend not to use embossing folders. I buy them and then sort of forget that they're in the drawer. Good evening, Miss Jill. How are we this evening? So there's the embossing folder, and that's what it looks like when it comes out. And that's what it gave me. And I thought, oh, that would be perfect for a mini book. So because I picked up those leaves, I want to kind of protect them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this back over because I've forgotten to do something. I'm going to take my microglaze and I'm going to protect my leaves. And I'm guessing I can use it on you, but if not, I'm hoping I can, and it's not going to damage the leaf. The colour's not going to fade. Well, it will fade because it's not attached to anything, but it's not going to completely fade. I'll let that side dry first. And these were lush. And it was just something I picked up while walking the dog today. But like you say, when I make my journal, when you guys see the journal that I've been making, which I've been enjoying, when I come to making the main journal, I'll be adding photos and sharing stories with you. Some stories you've probably mentioned, and some of them are sort of new. Maybe you haven't heard me mention them. So it does give a little bit of a shine. I don't know whether you guys can see it. You can see it on the glass board, but it does give a little bit of shine to everything else. I'm going to let that completely dry. I'm going to put the lid back on you because I'm not sure whether it dries out. I'm guessing not. And I got these little journaling cards. Now, I think I want to add one of them to the back because this has ripped, and I printed it on the multimedia paper, so I knew it wasn't going to last long. And I want to keep it sort of neutral as I can. I'm just going to fold that. Now, what I'm going to do is run it through my machine. And you can put pockets in. I might keep 2 pockets. So let me, because I'll forget myself. I'm going to put a pocket here. I'm going to stitch all the way around, and then I'm going to put a pocket. I think I'm going to put my next pocket just there. So it's got 1 pocket on each page. So bear with me because this side is actually a mess. I didn't even plan to go on my machine tonight. Right, so I'm going to sew this on. Now, I haven't got white ink in here. It's more like a pinky kind of colour, but that's okay. All the way down. I'm going to turn this around, and this will probably make its way into my journal, I think. So I love the embossing. I'm going to turn it that way. I'm going to stop there, and then I'm going to continue right up. And so all the way down. Now, when I ever do anything like this, I always like, show you now, I always like to sew 2 lines instead of 1. Like when that's folded, it'll be folded, but I always like to sew like a line in the middle. Now, I can never get my line straight, so I'm going to see if I can do it in first attempt. So there is my piece. Cool, isn't it? I like the embossing folder, if I'm honest. Right, so I've got that. Now I bought some beautiful vintage fabric. And I think it would work perfect with a lace. So I'm going to cut a section off, and it's proper vintage, old-fashioned. Like I say, this is going to probably make its way into my journal because I'm doing a vintage scene, but I didn't want it to be dark. I wanted it to be more antique colour, really. I'm just guessing now. Have you guys been able to see everything that I've been doing tonight? I'm just going to cut. Or is it a bit too dark? Because I haven't knocked the other light on, and I'm just wondering now. I'm sat here wondering, is it a bit dark for you? Probably a little bit too big, but it doesn't matter. Right, so I want to tear the edges as best as I can without going crazy. And I just want to put a pocket on there. I don't want to cover it up too much. Yeah, that's about right. So I'm going to center that flower like there. And I'm going to stitch where I had my pocket. I'm going to stitch all the way and back up and then cut them. And then I'll be able to fray. So bear with me while I do that. Talk amongst yourselves. Right, I'm just going to do, because I'm going to add these at the bottom. I think I'm just going to sew 2 sides. I'll show you what I'm doing now. See? So I've just sewn 2 sides, and I can glue underneath because I want to add lace. So let me just cut. Isn't it beautiful, Lorna? It's absolutely beautiful. I love this embossing folder. I don't even know that. I can't even tell you the last time I used an embossing folder. Do you guys use an embossing folder? Was it just me? I went out and bought a ton of embossing folders, and I can't even remember the last time I bought one. I used one, and I bought everything to go with it, and I was like, oh. Right, I want to give this a little bit of colour, but not too much. The last thing I want is to make it dark. So I do want to give it a little bit of a makeover. And I'm just thinking, this is like an olive green. I love green. And I want to make a kind of a pinky kind of colour. Trying to think. Let's see what that colour goes. I'm not sure. Let's see what that colour does. Right, let me get a brush. So I want to give this a little bit of a colour. And first of all, that's quite old. Wait a minute. There we go. So I'm just picking up real baby pink. Not even going to make it up a little bit again. So this is quite, I don't know what colour is this called. It's called Carmine. I think it's called Carmine. Yeah, Carmine. That's what it's called. And it's quite a bold colour. I'll show you what it looks like on this. So if I did this on there, you can sort of see it's really kind of in your face pink. So I want to bring it right down. I'm going to add white. And I'm going to keep going until I get my baby pink back. There you go. And I'm just going to pop a little bit of water. And if you think, oh, I've got too much there, just keep adding water and it'll blend itself out. I'm just going to do a little bit up the top. And a little bit here. Okay. Now this is like olive green. Absolutely love a little bit of green when I'm doing vintage. And if you're following the journal, I'm using the green all the time. I've got to be careful not to use too much of it. This one's called Evergreen Buff. And I found another green as well on eBay by Tim Holtz. I've fallen in love with it. But hey ho. Right, olive green is quite a nice colour. Let me show you what it looks like. That is what it looks like. It's really nice colour. I like to emboss papers, then ink over to ancient. To make them look gold. I know what you mean. I'm just trying to say the word. Is it ancient designs? Yeah. Oh my word, my spelling and my wording completely useless. I like using them. I only tend to use the ones that I have on all over my pattern. Oh wow. I like the idea of that though, Miss Rian, to use and to ink over them to make them look ancient. Right, I'm just gonna add this green now, and I don't want a lot of it. Say that as I've put tons. And I'm going to do the same to the other side. So you can see I'm not using hardly ever the ink. There you go. That is the lace design. So I'm going to pop them over there. Put my brush in there. So these are drying. They haven't dried just yet. So there's my pocket. Now I want to add a little bit of lace. I have some lace, white lace in my basket. whether I have some thin lace. Who can knows? This is my basket of goodies. Right, let me show you. I'm going to move these inks and inks over here. Do you see my basket of lushness? Right, I want to add a little bit of lace at the bottom. I'm just going to read some comments. I like using them. I only tend to use the ones that I have all over my pattern. I can't say it, Jan. I'm useless. I ink the embossing folder before putting it through the machine. Oh, now that's a good idea. I know what Miss Rian means. She likes to emboss the papers, ink over them to make them more look old and like antique. Am I right in accent? I love you guys. I love the fact you're putting the word smaller so I can say I love you all. I really do. Right. Right. So I want a little bit of. I don't want loads because I love this vintage. What do you call it? Fabric. So what if I took? I like the little bit of that. I do love you all. I love the fact some people find it so hard when they can't say something. And to me, sometimes it's challenging. I do find it challenging not being able to say certain things or words. I do find it really challenging, and I find it challenging because the word is probably when you spell it and say it is probably how you say it is how you spell it. But to me, I can never get the silence E or silent K or whatever. I can never do it. And like I've said to you before, I have got dyslexia, so if I pronounce your name wrong or if I say your name, please don't get offended. I don't do it to mean offense or anything like that. I tend to apologize for when I have said something wrong or haven't got it right, and then I go away and practice it so I'm able to say it the next time we meet up on chat. So I do love you all for allowing me the giving me the time to say and being able to do it freely without anyone judging me. So I do love you all for that. Thank you so much. So I think I found, oh, that is amazing. I love that. So I'm going to move, I'm not actually going to move that. I'm just going to tidy it over a little bit. And I'm going to stick all this down. Now I have the 3-in-1. And I do have, if I can find it, I don't know what I've put it actually. I have got, oh, there it is. Some muslin. Right, I'm just gonna take these off. And I'm gonna pop that one just like so inside. I'm gonna just pop a little bit. I don't want a lot of this. I'll probably pop it on top. Why am I popping inside? I'm gonna glue this down, and then I've got that little trim that I cut off earlier. I think that would look awesome like that. And like I say, I think this is going to find its way into my journal that I'm making. And then I've got this tiny little trim. It's absolutely tiny. And that would fit perfectly by there. Instead of me putting the glue Now I could have stitched all this, or I could have, but for quickness, I'm going to go with glue. Right, I had that. Oh, no, I like it there. Even better. No one would be offended, Claire. We love you and we all understand. Oh, thank you, Jill, sweetheart. Thank you, Miss Ryan. Thank you, Jan. Thank you, everybody. When I came onto YouTube, it was one of those things that I didn't really want to say in case, you know, for judgment reasons. I didn't want to say because I didn't want people to think I was doing it on purpose. But then I sort of had to realize that I had to say it, because if nobody knew, then they probably wouldn't understand the fact I am not doing it on purpose. So yeah, it's a big thing when you come out on YouTube and you say what you find challenging. It's a big thing, and it takes a lot to sort of say, well, yeah, actually I do struggle. Does that make sense? So my leaves that I had earlier, they're drying, but I made this little adorable butterfly the other day, and I think he's going to fit perfect. Now I made him out on my punch stamp. I punched it twice and then just glued it in the middle for a 2D effect. I don't know whether... I was going to say I don't know whether that would fit, but I think I'm proving wrong. I'm just going to pop him on, and I am using the 3-in-1 because it's going right on fabric. There you go. And here's my leaves. I'm going to move this out of my way, and I'm going to bring my leaves over because we might have to microside. We might have to micro glaze. I was going to say then the other side. It is drying actually. Move this out of my way. Move that out of my way. And I'm going to do the back of it. Like I say, I've put 2 pockets on the inside. And then with these images that I had earlier, open it up, and my one pocket's there and my other pocket's here. So I'm just going to pop this on it. I'm just going to pop, I think I'm going to do with Pritt Stick actually. Pop that just there like so. And then those tiny little ones, don't know whether to pop. It's just a case of what you want first on there. See? You can sort of play about with how you want them on your page. And that's what I'm saying. It would make a perfect little journaling space. Hi, Kaz, sweetheart. How are you? Thank you for coming in. I don't want them to know. I don't know why. I don't want them to know, and I don't know why. Jenny, it takes a lot. I'm telling you, it does take a lot, right? But when I first came on YouTube, that's what I was trying to say to you all. When I first came on YouTube, I didn't really want to say anything. I didn't want to say anything for judgment, but I didn't want anybody to feel sorry for me. The fact that I couldn't say nobody's name, or, you know, I just felt like YouTube's such a big platform, and if it all went wrong, I don't know what I would have done. But I'm lucky enough that others that follow me sort of understand I don't do things on purpose. And you'll find, no matter what it is, dyslexia, whatever it is, that you find challenging, to say it out loud takes a lot. Number one, to say it on YouTube, and number two, it takes a lot as well. Forget YouTube altogether. Just say it between you, just to say it to someone, maybe a close friend that doesn't even know, to, I don't know, a family member that doesn't know that you struggle with X, Y, and Z. It does take a lot, but it's nice when you got the support there too. So yeah, it does take a lot, but I promise you, once you've said it, you'll find that the support and love you get back is beyond your wildest dreams. So it makes it all worth sort of saying what you struggle with. If I'm making any sort of sense, tell me if I'm not. I'll shut up. But yeah, I just take my hat off to anybody that's struggling, and to anybody that sort of goes, well, actually, I can't deal with this, or I struggle with this. I'm just making 2 pockets because I want to attach some of these leaves. I want to attach one of these leaves to my pockets. Now I don't know if I've stuck. I think I've only got 1 pocket. Oh no, I haven't. I got 2, but I got 2. But I think that one's kind of really short. So this might be my secret hideaway. Yeah, that might be my secret message. Right, I understand the feeling. I felt embarrassed telling them. I was my niece who phoned me and asked my sister, and then she asked me and told everyone else. So was it, can I ask? Don't have to answer because we're online, and you know, like I say, things I share, if you don't want to share, that's fine. But can I ask, did you have that support and love once everybody sort of understood, and everybody sort of understood how you were feeling and how long you'd been feeling for that? Did you have the love and support back? Like I say, you don't have to answer. Don't feel like pressure to answer at all. I don't want anybody to feel like that, because for a long time in school, I never told no one. I didn't tell no one, because I kind of got bullied in school a lot. So I didn't tell nobody. And I used to come home every night without fail and cry and rock on the stairs from crying so bad. But yeah, I never told anybody when I was in school. And I look back now and think of all the support. When my brothers were in school, they had, if anybody ripping goes through you, I apologise in advance. All done. I didn't tell nobody for a long time. And when I was in school, like I say, I used to come home and rock. But when my brothers went to school, they found things challenging, and they had so much help, and such big support, and they had laptops for this and words for that. And I'm like, damn, I wish I'd actually told somebody when I was in school. It might have made school a bit easier for me. Does that make sense? My 17 grew up and is now going to find out how he feels. He's going to be daddy. Mrs. G. Oh, congratulations, sweetheart, on being a grandma. You wait till you have kids and you'll know how you felt. Yeah. Oh, bless. Oh, I think it made me stronger to go through it all. And to be honest, I wouldn't. Back then, I would have changed it. You know, all this time off, all the kids that are having from school. I'd loved that as a child. I would have loved it. All the time off as a kid. Oh, I'd absolutely loved it. Yes, I didn't tell nobody. But I promise you, once you tell somebody, YouTube or not, you'll feel so much better. And the love and support you receive, whether it's from the people that you told or many years after, is beyond your wildest dreams. And you kind of sit back and you think, why haven't I told nobody? Why haven't I told no one? So I'm just going, So this little piece, I know you can't see me, but you can hear me, I hope. I'm just going to sew this little piece on my tag to go in my pocket. And then I've got my leaves. Now, they're not completely dry. I'm nearly finished with this project. Oh, great. Everything's crash, bang, clang. Right, I'm going to take my leaves that I picked up today. And they are a little bit damp. I might have gone crazy with the micro stuff. So I'm just going to tap it down before I glue it in. And I'm going to pop them in. I think I'm going to pop one on my tag and one actually in my book. So I think next time I use this micro stuff, I won't put so much on. But I'm looking forward to using it on my photos. That's the idea of it. I'm going to use Grit Stick. Normally I would use a little bit of Mod Podge, but I think Grit Stick would work just as well. No, it's not. I tell fibs. Try this. This is this is high tax stuff. Now the brown bottle. Just trying to glue it down. I am. Without the excess being on there. Right. This is my little tag I've made, and I'm going to glue this one. There, I think, up against it, since it's got a bit of an flat side to it. And then the last thing I'm going to do before I go and leave you all, I'm going to read some comments in a sec. Right. Cute little booklet. Thank you, Mrs. G. Bullies are hateful and just do to make themselves feel better about their own sad lives. I wish I had known that when I was in school. I know when you grow up and you sort of, somebody says, oh, you don't want to grow up, you don't want to grow up. When you were a child, I always used to get told that, oh, you don't want to grow up, you got bills and all sorts to pay if you grow up. But the thing is, if I know now, if I could speak to my younger self that was in school, I would say, don't worry, it's not going to last forever. I might feel it, but it's not going to last forever. And that's what I would say. I definitely would say it. So there's my little book with a pocket there. I could make a little tag or something to go in there. But I'm going to leave it blank, and I'm going to take my pen. Now this little pen came in one of my kits I had from Crafty Bonbon. So I'm just going to write, what is the date today? 31st. I'm going to write, on my way to with Heath and Rosie, I got inspired. I'll read it out to you in a second. By what's it called? Mother Nature. do B, that should be a B and an M. Right, so I put the date and I've put on my way to our stroll with Heath and Rosie, which are my dogs. I got inspired by Mother Nature. It's such a beautiful place to be. And it was just this sort of place that I didn't even know existed near home. And I found it on our stroll. So I'm going to pop that in there. And I'll probably write in this. This will probably find its way in the book. Because I think, because I'm going for, and I've got a little tuck spot there that I might write on as well in time. I've got some of this. You just fold it in two, in half, should I say? And I'm gonna wrap that around. And you could make one of these for a happy meal or to go in your own journal. And I'm going to pop the butterfly in there. Now, I did have something else. So I've done two. Did I have another leaf? I could have sworn I had another leaf. No. But I have got... these are the feathers I found on my way to the park. There's one. It's just coming out the side there, look. And I'm going to pop... I got some dried flowers. I don't think I'm going to pop those. Oh, there it is. I knew I had another one. I'm going to pop that between the pocket. I'm not putting it through the pocket. But it's going to go like so. And then in here, I've got some dried flowers. I often pick some flowers off the floor. And I put them in a book and I keep them dried. Leaves, all sorts. So I'm just going to pick a few. Buttercup there. I want to see if I've got a... oh, I've got a... there we go. Can you imagine giving that as a happy meal? And I have got some of these small ones if I want to add. Could add this. And you could make like little tags to add if you wanted to. So that was my little project. Now the ones that I haven't done, like these, I haven't popped in. I'll probably pop them in my journal. So if you were watching me make this, it'll probably find itself in here somewhere, and then maybe it find itself in the main journal. So keep your eye out for this, because I'm doing like a mini series sort of thing. And yeah, I am to give you some idea of what I'm doing. Let me show you. I've also got this on my table. I wanted to share this with you. It's just a little bit of scraps. I'm going to buy a little basket to put little scrap pieces in, because I'm finding that instead of going in my drawers, I'm going in here instead. Right, this is what I've been up to. Let me share with you something. Oh, that was the other feather I bought, but it's home, but it's a bit too big to go in there. Right, so these I wrap up every time I use them. Every time, without fail now, I wrap them up, because when something is wrapped up, tell me if I'm wrong, when something is wrapped up beautifully, right, you want to create something from it. You want to be able to pick it up and really create. It's like when you buy something off Etsy and they've put so much effort into wrapping it up all beautifully, and you're like, oh, I can't wait for it to come, I can't wait for it to come. So that, I sort of tricked my own mind. So that's what I've done here. So I have got a paper pack. So I've put little bits of paper. I haven't overwhelmed myself. It's just to do this little little board, memory board, I think I've called it. It's just a bit of an idea, because I don't want to mess up my main journal. So I've got all my paper stuff, and it's got little things in, like pieces of doilies, to ephemera, as you can see, to pieces of paper, strips of paper. It's just got little things in, not to overwhelm myself, because I just want to do that little book. And then I've got my paper, my fabric side. So it's got vintage laces in, pieces of fabric. This will probably find its way in. Now I've cut a piece. And then when I go to creating with the book, I pick up these two piles and only these two piles, and then I'll start creating, and it'll sort of bring to mind about what I want to pick up first or what page I want to do. So it's a little series I'm doing. There's 2 episodes going up next week. I filled them. They are going up. They're going up. One's going up Tuesday, one's going up Thursday. The first episode of me trying to put the book together, that went up on Thursday, and you'll sort of see the kind of how I've built the piles up and what kind of things I've put up. So yes, I've sort of tricked my own mind. Want to craft now, but too tired. Only got 3.5 hours sleep last night. Oh, Kaz, sweetheart, I hope you get some sleep tonight, sweetheart, and I hope that you get some rest and wake up tomorrow all inspired to craft. Thank you, Miss Jenny, sweetheart. Thank you, Jill. Thank you, Kaz. So I'm sending all my love. You know I am sending all my love to you. I sent you a message prior to me coming live, so check in on that before, when you got time. I wouldn't say before or after the live, when you got time, but you're always in my mind, sweetheart. So yeah, so the people who have got something that they find challenging, no matter how big it is, please tell someone. It doesn't matter whether it's on YouTube, just tell someone what you're finding challenging at the moment. And by talking about it, you'll find that it might resolve what is in your mind. It might sort of solve itself out. By not bottling it up and not speaking about it, you kind of get flustered and think, well, I don't want them to find out. If I do this and it gets on top, it's a bit like a glass of water. I saw this on TikTok and I thought, ooh, the water is your feelings. I just want to share this with you, right? The water is your feelings. And for every time let's say, for every time you feel low, I get low days. I promise you I get them. I'm not as happy as I come across on camera all the time, I promise you. I'm only happy when I'm crafting, but I try to every day I find challenging. But just take this for example. So the glass is you, the water is your feelings. So that every time you feel low, the water begins to rise, and it begins to rise again, and it begins to rise again, and eventually it begins to overflow. And that's where you begin to can't cope with any more of your feelings and you don't know where to start. Whereas if you've only got yourself a quarter of a glass full of emotions and you start talking about it, the water goes down because you're speaking about it. So even though you might not feel like it's done anything at the time, by talking about it, I promise you it goes down till eventually you get to a place where you can sort of find things manageable and it doesn't become overwhelming. So I wanted to share that with you because that stuck in my mind when somebody did a video of it. It just stuck in my mind. So yeah, since we're talking about that, I may as well tell you that little story. So thank you, Jill, sweetheart. Yes, but I'm a 6-month contract for the 3 years, and they're talking about charging me the last time. Well, Sue, sweetheart, my heart goes out to you, and I am pleased that you are taking a break from YouTube and you're going away, and it doesn't matter whether you've gone past the month. Just take as long as you need, sweetheart. It really, I promise you it'll help. And you are an amazing crafter and an amazing person. And I know whether it be today or tomorrow, I know it doesn't matter when it comes, but I know you'll feel content and you'll be able to be happy and not feel so low. Does that make sense? Because I know you talked about it in your videos. Talking about your problem definitely makes you feel better. It definitely does, Kaz. Yeah, I get worse, definitely. So it's true to a T. I definitely get worse. I think, oh, nobody wants to know this, so no, I shouldn't say that. But yeah, it definitely gets worse. So I will love and leave you now with that thought. I hope that you found this little book inspiring and those pictures inspiring. I am going to look at what it actually does apart from seal your photos. Just reading the instructions, it says apply over your artwork with a finger. I did a paintbrush. And buff away any excess with a dry paper towel. So I sort of used it correctly. But yeah, any on photos, you'll find that it'll seal the colours in. So yes, I will love and leave you all now. Thank you all for coming in. It's been such a pleasure tonight. And yeah, I hope you come back next week at 9 p.m. I'm loving doing the lives at the minute, and I'm loving speaking to you all. I am getting around to all your videos. I know I took a break off YouTube and I didn't watch any YouTube videos. So I am getting around to you all. I promise you I am. But if there's anything like you've done and you're quite chuffed about it, please send me the link. I would love to see like your project that you're really excited about or done or excited about doing, or it's really fired you up. Please send me the link. I would love to see your creations. Thank you for all the thumbs up as well. It makes what I'm doing a little easier, so I know what I'm doing and you all like. So yeah, thank you for the love and support, and please support each other and speak about what you're feeling. I promise you it will get better. So I will love and leave you all. Thank you all for coming in. Good night, God bless, and I love all of you dearly. And yeah, thank you for supporting my channel, and I'll speak to you all very soon. Take care, ladies. Bye for now.